All right, day one. Treacherous hike. Now I already know why they call it Hellhole. Beautiful scenery, but it is another story getting to it. Lots of stairs, lots of creeks, lots of water, lots of where the heck is the trail. But finally gave up and found a spot about 5 miles, a little bit over 5 miles in. Think I went past the actual campground, which is a bummer, but tomorrow morning, granted, if the weather permits, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit at some point tomorrow and try to locate this hidden campground. Got a shelter built, just a quick, simple sideways A with some paracord, meal tape, sleeping bag, and the best feeling in the world is a fire up against a rock bouncing back into the shelter so it's nice and warm. The wood is definitely really wet, but a little bit of perseverance. And trick, if you're gonna start a fire and it's been raining, get the stuff that's in the air. Don't grab stuff that's on the ground, because the stuff that's on the ground is where the water soaks in. But if you grab the stuff that's in the air on dead trees that haven't hit the ground yet, that stuff is, chances are, has dried out before the ground would. So like this right here, that's in the air. And then this right here, I can't even break it, but that's some dry stuff. Anyway, get back to you in the morning. Started raining last night. Got a little bit of a, I don't know if it's ice rain or what it was. So I'm hiking out for a little bit, kind of doing some recon. Found out I didn't make it to my complete destination, but I needed a shelter immediately, so I made one. I took the shelter down to scout out the next location for a shelter, and I covered my fire, which was all night, thankfully, so that I can come back to this spot and make a new spot. All right, I'll get back to you. All right, it's middle of the day. It's pouring rain. Well, just steady rain. I found this little kind of thing, and I started a small fire. I'm on my way back to my camp, but I was getting soaked, so I needed to take a moment. Don't underestimate the power of wetness. Being wet, hiking and moving around, like, you might be hot because your body's all sweaty and all that stuff, but in reality it's like the worst thing for you, especially with these temperatures. So I decided to take a break under a cave, little thing, and dry off for a minute before I make the last couple miles back to camp. And yeah, this hike is a lot of fun on the rain. All right, good morning. Day, whatever it is, Tuesday or something. So here's my shelter. A little setup right now. Things got a little crazy yesterday because of the rain. I wasn't able to start a fire at night. It was just every time I got dry wood together and went to light it up, it got drenched. It was just pouring. And it poured till, I don't even know, way late in the night. All of a sudden I look up and I see stars. And it was amazing. I was still mostly soaked. All my clothes were soaked. So I slept pretty much naked. I had a dry pair of boxers and a fresh pair of socks. That's about it. Everything else is drying right now, and then we're going to move forward towards official Hellhole, upper Hellhole. And this morning I was able to get a fire going, so everything's drying. I also had a visitor last night. He didn't get too close. I don't know what it was, but I just made a bunch of noise and it went away. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, well, we'll touch base. It's a beautiful day, partly cloudy. It feels like it's like 60. Like, it's really nice right now. And a tip for you guys for rainy weather: if you have a decent shelter, put some kindling, some basic starter wood in your shelter. I did that last night, so this morning I had a decent amount of dry stuff to start, because everything else is wet. So Just so you guys know. Get some dry wood or build a lean-to or something. Thanks. Forest Service, looks like a Ranger helicopter flying over a few times, and I don't know why. I'm hoping none of my friends called and said, I don't know if David's okay, it's raining and stuff. But I tried to get on this rock to see if you could see me. Clearly you can't, but I want you guys to check this out. How do I turn this dang camera around? Oh, well, because I'm going to have to do it this way. Boom. Upper Hellhole. Ain't that a beauty? There's a waterfall down here somewhere. Can't see it, but it's there. So, yeah, let's go. Alrighty, well, today went much better. After drying a lot of my gear and scouting out the actual location I was looking for, I found it. Not only did I find it, but I found an abandoned tent at the top up there. It was soaked, but a little bit of TLC and some sun time. Now it's gonna be my temporary shelter for tonight. One thing that's cool, there's actually fire pits. I got a nice little fire going. There's bathrooms back that way, and even better, there is an absolutely gorgeous waterfall, maybe, what, 20 yards that way? Now, I'll show you that in the morning when the sun's better. And another good thing is I was finally able to boil some water. Yay, I got 2 pots of boiled water. I'm gonna put a little coffee in it, just a little to change the taste. And call it an early night because I am exhausted. So I hiked over with some of my gear, found the location, threw it in a tree, hiked back and grabbed my main gear, and then hiked back this way. Ended up just, my legs weren't handling it. They were giving out on me. I fell, which sucked. So I ended up not taking the normal trail because it's so up and down, rocks. It's creek beds. The whole thing is creek beds with rainwater flowing through them. So I dropped down into the basin of where the reservoir used to be, where it's, you know, still a little moist, but it's predominantly solid ground. And I hiked back this way from there. And then just at the end, I had to climb some rocks. But it was well worth it because it was a lot easier than taking the trail. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope this weather stays like this. It's beautiful. It's partly cloudy. It was warm today. And I'm excited for tomorrow. So this is just a side note. I may, because this hike is definitely 8.8 miles one way. Not 2 ways, one way. So that's the 9-mile hike back with all this gear. But there's also a river flowing all the way to my extraction point. So I'm debating on, depending on how I feel tomorrow and the next day and the weather, putting together some sort of raft and using that for my extraction Sunday. We'll see. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Good morning. Sun's starting to come up. It's getting a little warm. Got a decent fire started. This should keep coals through most of the day. Got a couple night burners to throw on there. It got a little chilly last night. Not bad. I was dry. And this morning, it was a little damp. Nothing too crazy. Just gonna get my clothes dry. Boots dry, socks dry. That's the most important part. So, it's Wednesday. Day before Thanksgiving. Alright guys, figured I'd share my breakfast with you. So I took trail mix and I took most of the raisins and all the M&Ms out. And I took stick strips, both from Costco. And I boiled it in this big old pot right here. Actually, it's not a big old pot, but I put a lot of water in it. Nuts and beef jerky. So it adds some flavor. Also, there's a ton of boiled water. I can drink that whole pot. That's a decent sized pot. And I also got coffee. So that's my breakfast. So I made it to the beginning of the Rubicon River, jumping into Hellhole Reservoir. And I wanted you guys to get an idea of what I'm looking at here, because this is remarkable. So there's a beautiful waterfall over that way, jumps into this extremely deep water that flows into this marvelous looking swimming hole. And it looks like another waterfall over that way. There's also this very interesting call box on the ridge there. I think it's a call box. I don't know. Maybe just some kind of weather report thing, or I don't know, but it looks cool. And somebody left a little smoker over there. I don't know if you could see it, but that's the best you're gonna get. But this is marvelous and remarkable. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. And I gotta head back to camp, start gathering firewood for the night. All right, this might not be the brightest idea, but holding onto the edge of a rock along the river just to get a view of that thing. And I just hope I don't fall on my way back. Luckily, I've got a log to help me. Oh, son of a gun. I had to get a picture of that thing, even though I'm risking drowning. Well, not drowning, but because I can swim, but risking swimming. Oh, man. All right, guys. All right, so it is Wednesday evening, almost night. I got myself a little fire going, boiling some more water. Got my shelter set up a little bit better, just in case it starts raining at any point, or mildew. Like in the morning, it was really moist, and I think it was just like, I don't know, humidity. I'm losing my mind here. So I've got some backup water, some more water ready to go throw in that, so that that's full when it cools off. But I mentioned that I found the tent left up on the hill. Well, today when I was hiking back from the waterfall at Rubicon River, I found another tent. Just sitting there on this cliff that I was climbing for, I don't know what reason I was climbing this. I found a little 2-person dome tent, right? So I opened it just to kind of see if it looks like it's all there. And there's a bag of the exact same beef jerky that I've been eating, that I'm having for dinner right now, there. I'm so happy because I'm using my last bag right now. Now I got another one, and it's still good up until July 2018. Wait, we're in 17, right? I hope so, because I'm probably gonna eat it anyway. But yeah, I don't know. And then I also found, with the tent, an unopened can of something. Now, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure canned food that's unopened is still good. So, let's just say that's another day's worth of food. And, at least. So, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm debating on whether putting my extra tent up over there in that corner, kind of setting it up and using it for storage. I've got a wood pile going. I started chopping wood. Got one of my axes stuck, but that's okay. I got 2 more. I can't tell you how great this is going. The weather's been great. Waterfall. I've got a little baited fish hook out there in the river. I want to go check it, but I'm afraid if I do, it'll be dark by the time I get back. And I'm not sure if it's wise. I might just check it in the morning and see how it's looking. If I get a fish tomorrow, that'll be happy Thanksgiving to me. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day, and I brought a special pack of it's like dried salmon, I think. I got it from Costco. Thank you, Costco. I really appreciate you. And that's gonna be my Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. Just replenish a ton of protein. Yeah. If you guys are ever going on a long hiking trip, be prepared to drink a lot of boiled water. And it will have a little bit of a flavor. There's something crawling around my camp. It's getting closer. Just kidding. This ain't Naked and Afraid, man. Come on. This is Vikingdrifter. Psh, fall for it. Go to sleep, David. Now, I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that I was trying to come up with a plan to build some type of raft to get out of here. Well, happy Thanksgiving, because I found my construction zone. All kinds of driftwood built up for who knows how long. And, well, the Lord provides. This is definitely something I'm thankful for today. I don't know how this is going to work because it's driftwood and looks heavy, and it's going to be quite interesting getting all this material down there. But if I take my time, do it smart, I think I'll be all right. What's going on, guys? Happy Thanksgiving. I haven't had the best luck today at putting together this raft, but got part of it built. The only problem is I got to figure out how to push it out into the water, and then I got to keep it in the deep water, or goodbye raft, or I'll get stuck. We'll see. Getting the wood down here and building it was not as easy as I hoped. Trying to push different types of logs down over and over and over again down these cliffs. I lost a lot of it as it was coming down, and which was good because I wouldn't really want that rotten, nasty stuff for the raft. You know, then it breaks halfway back. But I think I'm about to call it for the day. Might have myself a decent Thanksgiving dinner. But yeah, a couple things I wanted to mention since it is Thanksgiving. Things I'm thankful for. One, for this trip, this scenery, this adventure, everything that you could see around me. It's, you know, amazing. Also, I want to be thankful, or I am thankful for all my friends. I've got a lot of really good friends out there. One's in Southern California and some up here in Northern California. The LV Park boys, much love to you guys. You know, I'm thankful for my dad, because that dude is the coolest thing in the world. He is a great guy. And I'm thankful for my church, Bayside Midtown. Shout out to you guys. They have stuck by me and helped me and been there for me through some tough times. You know, some tough lessons, some accountability, and just a community of great people that have really helped me understand a lot better what the meaning of discipleship is. So, shout out to you guys. You know my friends. You know who you are. The close ones. And, you know, the Park Boys, Untouchables, Bayside Midtown. Anyway, thanks, guys. Well, good morning. It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, so it's Black Friday. All these crazy people out there shopping, stabbing each other, hitting people with carts. And I'm out here in the woods with a beautiful morning fire going, getting ready to make some coffee. I feel like I'm glamping. What the heck here, man? This is just too easy. So it rained a little bit last night, nothing bad with my makeshift hillbilly shelter. It worked out great. I ended up being very warm. In fact, I started sweating. I was like, what do I do? I guess I'll just live with it. Poor rain. And I got plenty of water. I got enough food for 3 more days. I'm doing good. Doing good. Couple things. One, if you're ever out camping, I suggest you get a life straw. It's that blue water bottle thing over there. I have it in a lot of my videos. Hopefully you know what it is. If not, Google it. Yep, you can do that. Life straw. It if you can't boil water, you run out of water, Your worst enemy is being dehydrated. Having that thing, it definitely helps. Especially when it's raining and you can't make a fire. But obviously, that has not been an issue. Except for on Monday. So, get one of those. It's worth it. You can pull water from pretty much anywhere and it'll filter it for you. Also, my little tarp thing I set up to cover up all my firewood for this morning. The rain just rolled right off. All the wood was dry. Started a fire without even not even a trouble. Yeah. Let's see what today happens. Let's do something crazy. So it's still the 6th day, 5th morning. I'm out here checking out my fish traps and not a single bite. I neglected to bring my live bait, which was gonna be, what was it, earthworms? Just worms. And I haven't really gone searching for any type of live bait that's naturally out here in the woods, which would have been another smart idea. I've been using a green power bait and other little things like that because I know there's a lot of brown trout in this particular river. There's also salmon. And I forgot my Castmasters because I would have been out here fishing pretty much all day yesterday and today if I had it. So if you guys have any tips or tricks for leaving out fish traps, don't tell the rangers, please leave it in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. Well, if you're doing this much, anything, any outdoorsmen, hikers, you know that eventually, or most likely, your boots might get wet. Now you can put them near a fire, hang them up to dry, you know, that's great and all. You might get the outsides dry, but if the inside of your boot gets wet, you don't really want to stick it by a fire because you don't want to burn it. But if you're at a campground that has this option or you brought it, you could take toilet paper, roll up a decent size, stuff it into the toes, the area that is probably still the wettest, no matter how much you try to dry it. Be generous with it. I'm sure the Forest Service would love to hear my use of their toilet paper, but hey, I'm a taxpayer, so I guess I have slightly an excuse. But if you do that, you can replace them as needed, especially overnight after it's been raining. The outsides might be a little wet still after all that, but the inside will be dry. That'll really save your feet some time. So yeah. Alright guys, it's my last night out here for multiple reasons. My care package guy apparently got lost in hypothermia or something like that when I was
rescue too, right?
Apparently the sheriffs have been here.
Yeah, and I guess there was a missing persons report. That chopper we saw earlier was for me. So instead, these two decided to come up here and make sure I wasn't dead. And they brought plenty of wine, plenty of food, and now we really are glamping. But I'm also yeah, we have music, fresh water, so much food I don't even know what to do with. But it's required of me to get out of here before Sunday because then there's gonna be another missing persons report. And sheriffs didn't find me, rangers didn't find me, my care package team didn't find me, and my extraction team has no idea if I'm even alive. So I got a new extraction team. So thank both of them, the Ram team. All right. All right, it's day 7, technically. 6 nights at Hellhole, and packed up, got everything ready to go to leave, putting the fire out, leaving a little care package, 2 tents, some food, some fishing gear, some pots, basically stuff that if somebody was out here hiking and really needed a shelter and some water, they were able to start a fire and left some rope and a lighter and some medical stuff. Yep. Now for the strenuous hike out with my rescue team. Like, their names are gonna be bleeped for their safety. All right, so finally leaving Hellhole. That was an interesting hike out, long hike out, but we did it alive, safely, and goodbye. I don't know what else to say except for I'm exhausted.